Hey guys, so listen to this, okay? This is where our politics are at right now. For those who are curious but don't care enough to fully research, this will sum it up for you in a nutshell. This is what one of the higher ends are doing, because he is in full support of our Prime Minister staying on. And he supports him all the way. He's one of his little friends. But was it Carney or Miller? Because there's two marks. One of you guys, if you guys are listening right now, you're only his friend right now, because right now you're doing things that he approves of. Watch when you do one wrong thing or say one wrong thing, he's gonna trash you like you never existed. He's gonna treat you like the coffee cup at the side of the road. He's not going to support you after you say one thing, one little itty bitty thing, and it can be simple as, are you sure you wanna do this? Are you sure you wanna do that? This is what his little minion is saying right now. He's talking to a reporter here. Listen.
I was quite harsh towards my colleagues.
You called it garbage.
So he actually didn't really fully come out and call his colleagues garbage, but he was saying their concerns were garbage, like what she says here.
Well, I said the whole garbage in and around this was distracting us from the main threat.
I said, this garbage is around it.
Threat, which is highly toxic leader of the opposition, and Pierre Poilievre.
The toxic leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre. Toxic. Toxic, people. He's toxic. All because why? Why? Oh, because he wants to stop the carbon tax. Oh, he's so toxic. He wants to cut the taxes. Oh my gosh, he's so toxic. Because he doesn't believe in climate change. That is our fault. Oh, he's so toxic. Climate change is nobody's fault. The earth changes. Volcanoes, solar flares, it all has an effect. And he is calling the liberals, he's supporting all the liberals, and he's calling any liberal. Okay, he's talking about the liberals, even the liberals. There's liberals that are calling out Justin Trudeau for, whatever. I don't want to become a political reactor, commentator, whatever, but this is getting so insane, I feel like I should react to something. Now, this is on the channel Northern Perspective, so they cover this, they react in full, but I'm just going to show you this little snippet. But this is where we are with our politics, people. It's not even about the policies. No, we gotta defeat the toxic Pierre Poilievre. Oh no, we better not support Pierre Poilievre because he's toxic. He's toxic because he's toxic.
I stand by that. I didn't call any person.
No, but
I didn't call any people garbage. And here's what the reporter actually comes out and says.
A highly toxic leader of the opposition, and Pierre Poilievre. I stand by that. I didn't call any person.
No, but you called their concerns garbage.
Yes. They called the concerns, he called it their concerns garbage. Like they don't mean anything. They are concerned that Trudeau is going to lead them down a path of destruction, which he basically already has. And what is he saying? We want to defeat the main problem, which is Pierre Poilievre. That is not good enough. You can't win me over with that kind of argument. And that is all they say now. They don't even say anything about, Poilievre is going to do this and that and this and that and this and that. They don't go into depth on how. What Poilievre wants to do is, they're not going into depth on just what Pierre Poilievre is going to do that's going to negatively affect us. There's no going into depth. They don't talk about the average Canadian and how it's going to affect us. They don't talk about that. I haven't heard any politician talk about that on the Liberal side. All I hear is we want to defeat Pierre Poilievre. That's our main purpose. If that's your main purpose, why are you even running? If that's all you want to do, then you have no leg to stand on here. That you're never going to win anybody over by just saying, oh, but we got to defeat the other party. How the heck are you going to win anybody over? You can't change someone's mind. You can't. No matter how many times you shout it from the rooftops, nobody is going to take that and just run with it. Okay, yeah, let's just defeat Pierre Poilievre, because that's all that really matters. As long as Pierre Poilievre doesn't get into office, that's all that really matters. No, you have to say more than that. What exactly is Pierre Poilievre going to end up doing? What's he going to do? Because as far as I know, I'm not hearing anything bad on Pierre's side of things. And he can at least face critics. He can face critics without stuttering. And he answers questions boldly and honestly. That's what I see in Pierre Poilievre. I have yet to be proven wrong on Pierre Poilievre's policies and ideas. But where? What is the problem? Where is Poilievre going to screw us over? What's going to happen? Can someone tell me, please? Does anybody else know anything about this and anything we can do to prevent the toxic policies coming into play here once Poilievre gets elected? Because it's not Poilievre himself. It's the policies. Right? Right. So if his policies are toxic, show me what's toxic about it. Show me what's wrong. I need a valid argument here. I need a valid argument. You can't just say, he lies, like all politicians. I don't have any ground to stand on here. Okay? And as far as I know, voting is the only way to keep the country going in a certain direction. Like if you want to see certain policies change, you have to vote. Oh my goodness. This stuff is like, ugh. But I need to be convinced. And right now I'm not. I'm not convinced. The only one that spouts truth and goes into depth on explanations and what he's exactly going to do is Pierre Poilievre. All Trudeau can talk about is climate change. Look, I do not deny that climate is changing, but there is no amount of money that you can spend to fix the climate because it's an earth thing. It is earth. It is an earth cycle. It is not us. We have no control over what happens to our climate. We have nothing to do. We can't do a thing about it. There's nothing any human can do. Alrighty? There's nothing a human can do to fix the climate. It is out of our hands. We have no control. So I am not a denier just because I don't believe that we're not completely the cause here. I don't believe we're the major factor. I believe it's volcanoes and solar flares and all that other crazy stuff that's been going on with the earth. Yeah, that's it. That is it, people. That is it. And that has been it. Earth changes. Okay? Please. And you're going to sit here on your high horse and tell me that it's climate change that we need to worry about. Climate change, and we need to put money into it for climate change? Poilievre isn't even saying he outright denies climate change. He is just simply asking how taxes are going to help climate change. Oh, but he funds the technology. Ineffective technology! Even the leader of our Green Party has said that. She doesn't believe that this technology is going to help anything. She doesn't. Where our money is going is to organizations that aren't even... She has said that. You can go find it. It's in some of the question period. I don't know if anyone's clipped it. But maybe you can find it somewhere. I heard her say it, so I'm sure it's clipped somewhere. I'm not about to go searching around. That was probably about a month or so ago. Okay. So I am not going to deny that climate change is happening, but I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, but climate change is the real issue and Canadians need to be focused on that. Guys, why are our prices going up every 2 to 3 months? And I'm not even talking, oh, this is on sale, and then it goes up. No, I'm talking, it's $6 normally, and then it jumps up to $7 or $8. In 3 months? I do not ever remember this being the case until Trudeau's government came into our country and took over. They're all criminals. There is so much evidence coming out. There are many people covering all of this. They are criminals running our country, people. We have criminals running our country. It's all online now. It's all been leaked. You can find it everywhere. It is not just me saying it. Alrighty, you can find all kinds of YouTube videos covering this stuff. YouTube videos! You can find them. They are there. So, we have criminals running our country. And you're going to call the very people that run for your party garbage? You're going to call them that? And their concerns? They're nothing but garbage? Wow. Yeah, I totally want to vote for you in the next election. Ugh! Anyone who calls anybody's concerns garbage does not get my vote. Anyone who treats their people like garbage will not get my vote. Anyone who shies away from critics, anyone who dodges questions, circles around questions all the time, does not get my vote. Now, listen, guys. I actually voted NDP in 2015. I voted NDP. I did not vote Justin Trudeau. I voted Mulcair. Mulcair is the last name of the guy that was running for NDP in 2015. I voted for him. Because back then I was only 19. I didn't know. Conservative, liberal, I didn't care. And I think at that time, it wasn't really, but I just didn't feel a connection with Trudeau even from the get-go. I voted Mulcair. I wasn't about to have someone stuttering anytime they go up to the microphones. Mulcair didn't do that. He was outright with his policies. He knew what he wanted to do. I would have gone for Mulcair. I wanted someone a bit different. I wasn't biased. I was like, well, we already have Harper. Harper's been in office a long time, and the guy's getting older. I think we need someone new. He's not gonna live forever, and I didn't know the difference back then between conservative versus liberal and NDP and all that stuff. I didn't know. I didn't understand the difference. But Mulcair felt the most... He pulled me in with the way he talked and the policies he wanted to implement back then. I was all for it. But of course Trudeau gets in. Of course it's Trudeau. Because popularity. Ooh! Because Pierre Trudeau was Prime Minister before, he was Prime Minister, so now Justin Trudeau gets it. Ooh! Yay! Trudeau! He has a leg to stand on because his father was Prime Minister. Just because his father was Prime Minister doesn't automatically give you an automatic pass on, oh, his father's Prime Minister, so automatically I'll get to be Prime Minister. No. Not the case. That's not how this works. It's not like, oh, King George is now passing the crown to Prince I know we already have Charles, but I'll just use George. So King George and then Prince Charles. Charles now becomes king, right? It's not like that. It doesn't automatically work that way here. You don't automatically become, your son won't automatically become Prime Minister. At least as far as I know, I could be wrong on that, but because Pierre Trudeau wasn't the leader of the Liberal Party at that point, like before Justin Trudeau took over the leadership of the party. There's a lot of stuff now since I couldn't even believe it when I was actually kind of sad when Trudeau was the one that ended up winning in 2015 because I just had no faith in him because I didn't like how he presented himself. Like, just through speaking alone. Sometimes their speech patterns is all I need to go on by. It's all I need to go by. And how people talk. Right? It's enough. So, I am tired of this argument. Oh, we want to defeat toxic Pierre Poilievre. We want to defeat... If that's all you guys are going to come out here and say, you're not going to get my vote just because of that. You have to be more open, more honest, more in depth. You have to try and convince me that you're going to do something better than what Pierre Poilievre has in store for us. You have to show me. You have to show me. And judging by the way the polls have been going, Canadians are not believing you at all. No Canadian in their right mind believes you. There are some out there, and I don't know who those sickos are, but oh my gosh. Guys, you're sick. Stop. Stop! And by the way, Canadians should be the only ones voting in the polls. Like, if you're a tourist, or if you're just here temporarily, I don't think you get to vote. If you're only here temporarily, you shouldn't be voting. I really don't think you should have a place in the polls. I don't know, that's just me. Maybe someone else might feel differently. I don't know, but I don't think that should be a thing. If you're here temporarily, you're not going to stay. So it's not going to affect you because you're going to end up going back home anyway. So why are you voting? Don't vote if you're not staying. There's no point. Vote for whoever's running in your country because you're going back there anyway. If your plan isn't even if your plan is not to live here permanently, then don't be voting in our elections. You don't get to decide, because it's not even going to affect you. There's no point. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be very, very wrong. But yeah, that's called foreign interference, by the way. Which Trudeau has been found guilty of through whistleblowers, through CSIS. I don't remember what CSIS stands for. I think that stands for something. And they blame the Conservative Party, the toxic Pierre Poilievre party. Point the fingers. Because that's how we properly do things around here, people. Is just point fingers because that's what gets votes. Just pointing fingers at people and blaming people for their problems. For blaming others for their problems. What they have done. Anyways, guys, that's it for this. It makes my head spin and I can't stand it. So anyways, that's it for this. I will see you all in the next one. I don't know what my next video will be on, but I hope I don't know, maybe I'll find one of the other striker channels and just do what I did with the Michaela video. That was kind of interesting and different. Anyways, let's quit this now before I go on for another like 50,000 minutes. Which is, I don't even know how many hours. Anyways, later guys!